Hey, what's going on, everyone? Astrologer Eric Rosen here for Viking Rising Astrology. This is for Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. Thanks for being here. Well, I'm calling this very much a self-starter day. That's because we do have Venus that has now transitioned into Capricorn. It's going to start making aspects, I'd say especially over to that Mars in Leo. It's going to start catching up there a little bit. And, Moon in Aries, Sun in Scorpio. I mean, this is like go-getter energy. This is the penetrator force of your soul that's got to like be okay, not with being like a freaking necrophiliac, like trying to call an ex or something because you want a bond or you're missing some fulfillment with that South Node in Libra, but to actually hopefully get out of like some of the monkey mind that Mercury and Sag can bring up, because it can be so much, and actually to really seed a design focus of your soul, of your endeavors, of where you're meant to go. I mean, I think Venus at the end of Sag, that's now transitioned into Capricorn, was bringing up some really high quality visions and beliefs and projects of things that we can go out and create. And while it may not be the time to force the spark of the dynamite with Pluto still at the end of Capricorn and facing some final lessons, restrictions, I think it's a lot more about getting plans in order at a soul level. Like, let the final remnants of whatever this last 16 plus years has been teaching you about your shortcomings, your failures, your pitfalls, show you the places where maybe you got obsessed with a certain goal or outcome and it just wasn't really designed to win for you, and it was more just designed to be a reflection of, it could be a character flaw that you had to expose to like look at to be a better captain, a better, be in better relationship with your power essentially, and thus, others. And so I can see people using this astrology to like try to buck the evolutionary process of showing up and being a better person, a better soul, because it's like really subtle, because there's no nanoseconds to like waste here like anymore. And the problem is you won't even know it, that you're doing it, except maybe you get really deep into some REM cycle sleep and you have a dream about it, or an awareness in the middle of the night, or deep in meditation. It's like you just really got to make every moment count, to stay focused, ask the universe, where is it you're wanting me to go? What is it that you're wanting me to focus on and align to? Because remember, it's like when that moon comes into Aries, where that North Node in Chiron has been for, going on, 16 months now. Every month, it's kind of been, it's not really about what we want from an ego individual standpoint. It's way more of a service-based piece of Chiron, of how can I be of service and sacrifice my own ego, cares about how I look. And it's like, oh, is my makeup smeared? Or it's like, oh, is my shirt crooked? Or, oh, how are people seeing me? It's like, who gives a shit, I think one thing I liked about that moon crossing over Neptune at the end of Pisces, of course it's moved on now, is kind of revealing, it's like, yeah, maybe it's a good thing. Some people have like found different ways to connect spiritually. Some people want to be more spiritual. Some people, maybe they're moving away from it, becoming more religious, but getting over our own ego, spiritual narcissism of, oh, it's all about my life and about what I want. It's like, like, how's that working out? The wound's just going to feel worse. Like your world's just going to feel smaller, even though, yeah, that Chiron is making good aspects over to Jupiter, but I mean, it's expanding the sensitivity for positive reasons, right? So it's about just the simple acknowledgement of like, oh yeah, I can't go that way. Whether that's like, I can't go back to the old, world that I've just been on this like search for, and it's like evading me. And it's like, I'm still trying to get back to 2019. And it's like, because that's not coming back. Kansas went bye-bye. We're not going back there. This is us evolving forward. This is us taking steps of mastery. The mastery program's already been uploaded. That's already happened. This is now just like walking with your pimp cane, basically just like getting the final pieces of the focus of the puzzle of what the fuck it really is that you're going to be here to do this next 20 years when Pluto goes into Aquarius. and we want to be on our game now, not sacrificing our soul, like fucking piddling around in our patterns and just subconscious stuff where we're just deceiving ourselves that we think that we're living, but are we really alive? Are we just breathing? Like, this brings up, we should be finding a lot of passion. And it doesn't have to be the type of passion that gets exuded everywhere, like it's just having fun for the sake of fun. It's like, it's a sense of commitment. It's a sense of tenacity of like, you're enjoying the creative process of knowing that you're going to fucking die someday, that you're dying to the present moment, that it doesn't matter if you're not exactly sure where the mysterious road, the uncharted, uncertain territory of where it is that you're going in your life. That actually, even if it feels like you have space in your life where handrails can feel suffocating, whether that's just doing things just for the sake of money and your passion and soul is not in it, is a big one. Or that relationship just because it brings some sense of comfort, or watching that, movie or sitcom show for the millionth time because it brings back, nostalgia. It's like, this is way more about using your subconscious to reprogram it to go, this is the new level of success now. This is what we're doing. I'm listening to what Spirit's asking me to do. I think we have to really not even so much evaluate, because it would be good to already know that, of like, what are you here to do? What are you doing? Not just, you're just here existing, but like knowing within yourself that you have commitments and responsibilities to not just your soul, but to your loved ones, to your own soul growth. And don't even worry about trying to make it like too big for the collective, because it's all in flux right now, right? Like, the election in the US has an impact on the rest of the world. It certainly does. And of course, people are ebbing and flowing with their emotions, and things are starting to round out a little bit more. But, I can intuitively also feel like, it's like, the DNC being like, is there something we can still try to do to like, nab this thing or do this thing or this thing? So it's like, we still got to have our guard up. I call it putting on the gold armor, the light armor of like, stay focused on what it is that you're here to do. And if you're not sure, what that is, if you're in consumer mode, if you're just in consumer mode, I know I might be calling some people out. If you are in consumer mode and you're just going around collecting information, from your mind, if you're going around watching, all the different channels, or, this source, and it's just like talk and gossip and talking about this subject and this and this and this, like, is that really Socratic? Because, bringing a better philosophy of making your life better and talking about positive things, if there's no roots into the transformational change that it's meant to bring about to make your world a better place, to make the world a better place in general, is that just naturally will eventually ripple outwards, however it's meant to, even just in your own community, then is it really philosophy, or is it just gossip? It's got to actually have roots and actually tangible change, things that are actually happening, not people just like talking about the things that they're going to do or their ideas, or just talking about, other people's ideas. Like, this is like handing down second, third hand information. This is meme culture. This is, this thing's going on with the politics here. This thing's going on with this person or this group of people over here. And it's like, shut the fuck up and focus on what your domain is, There's potency. There is fucking potency in this astrology where it's not really going anywhere, which is what I love about it. But it's also like, look back at any place that you feel like you just didn't succeed the last 16 years and just make a solemn oath to yourself that you won't do that to yourself again, that you won't hold yourself back, that you won't find excuses, that you won't misprioritize your soul's code of the endeavor that you're meant to take that's from God and the divine. And yeah, we're still airing out some of the past and grief may come up, but alchemize that shit. Use that as fuel for the fire to keep going. If you find yourself slipping into the past or the nostalgia, or getting stuck on stuff that just doesn't even make sense for your life, especially if it's a relationship or a money situation, or just, something that doesn't have a longer term grow up and be disciplined commitment to being a boss in your life with that Venus now in Capricorn, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I've mentioned this previously over the last couple of weeks, where it's like being the CEO of your own fucking life. And it's like, I think we all need to treat our lives in that way, as like a small business owner. Like, your life is your business. Stay focused on your business. Don't worry about too much of what's going on in the world with other people. Like, it's just, I hate to see all this beautiful fire energy get, wasted on just gossip and drama. And even though some of that fire has moved on with that Venus in Capricorn, it's like, it is starting to aspect Mars. So it's like, it's the masculine and feminine can be at oddities too. I think we're especially going to feel this over the next few days, where it's like something might feel a little off. I mean, who knows? You might see it as like childlike behavior from the masculine, and it feels like women are like more committed to like their path of getting things done or something from a status quo place. But we also have to look at that in terms of our feminine too, and our masculine for the inner levels, man or woman, whatever you are, like that, pour the passion, pour the fun energy into something that has substance, that's actually going to take you somewhere. Like, the intensity and desires that we have to get down to some sense of satisfaction with this sun in Scorpio. I think if we use it to get down to truth, which is, if we can accept the truth already, that this astrology is starting to point the arrows, like, and some people, it might take them until the spring maybe to realize this, but ultimately here it's the realization of like, why are we here spiritually? And I think a lot of it is just, it's to learn to love and to use energy as a form of creative musing of expressing that love that's in our hearts. And so the more people that are feuding and condemning one another right now, in some ways the silver lining is at least that as it reaches that peak pressure point, crescendo moment of, any hate that's like being spewed, that means that it's also able to turn at any moment for any human being to have an instantaneous epiphany transformation of the level of exhaustion that they're just done and they don't want to fight anymore. And I think I've been seeing with that with some people that didn't like the outcome of the election, where they didn't have a choice but to kind of like alchemize the outcome or the shadow work of it. So I think all in all, it's a good day. I actually think it's a really good day. I think it's a beautiful day to those that just, follow those intuitive actions that aren't just like fleeting feelings based upon broken, wounded, emotional thoughts, just like thoughts that are just generating feelings that are making you feel a certain way, and then you're spending your energy trying to like fix or make yourself feel better. And it's not about that. It's about seeing that you're perfect and whole and holy as you already are. And that's exactly what the mirror can be when you see people trying to say bad shit, talk shit, and hurt one another. It's like, we're all okay. We're all okay, and we're gonna be okay. It was always gonna be okay. ever since things flipped in 2019, 2020. We're just, in for a surprise where it was like, it's like a surprise pregnancy where it's like you didn't know that the collective was pregnant, and all of a sudden we're going through the labor pains. It's like, what? I didn't even know we were pregnant. I thought everything was fine. It's like, oh, it's just, it's 2017, it's 2018, it's like, I'll just watch my reality TV show and drink my wine or my Netflix and just, go fuck someone at the bar, or fucking go work out, or just go do my work and then hang out with my friends and, just like normal shit. Especially when Saturn was still in Sagittarius in 2017. So it's like, well, where's Saturn now? It's dead stop to Pisces, like kind of just like hovering there, going like, okay, like Saturn, like the ultimate like karmic media manipulator in the best of ways, like subconsciously, like, okay, like, the planet that literally sits at the galactic center of the universe, between Sag and Capricorn. It's like, all right, I planted the subconscious seeds. Like, now it's just let the domino effect just like play out with people. And it's like, make your fucking moves. Like, make your moves, do your projects, express your soul, and learn from it along the way. That's what Dolores Cannon taught. Like, Earth is just a school. We're just here to manipulate energy and matter. It's just co-creation energy. So, if it makes sense to go to like that next step with, where you don't just like get stuck in the overcomplicated mode of just planning and, building charts and shit in your life, cool. Take the fucking action. Don't, Pluto's not your boss. It's not, you don't need Pluto's permission to leave Capricorn to feel like you came out on top on the end because you seized that ultimate passion that you're willing to stand on the mountaintop and be like, fuck yeah, this is what I'm fucking doing. And putting that out there, what else do we have to lose? Seriously. Let's see what we got card-wise today. By the way, if you want to get that Destiny Tug War special to check out your 2025 for your zodiac sign, that'll be down below in a link. It's $9. And of course, as always, you can get an astrology reading. That link will be down below as well. Ooh. Tell me what your projects are. I would love to know where are you putting your passion? Where are you putting your efforts of life? Just name one big thing that you're gonna do. And if it's something that it's more in the theory stage or the conceptual stage and you haven't actually broke ground with it yet, that's fine. Share that vision or what you're gonna do if you feel comfortable with it, and what's the action that you're gonna take today. And don't worry about someone trying to jack or steal your idea, because if it's fucking really true and meant to fly, it's unique to your soul's blueprint. It's so original and unique to you. No one can fucking take that from you. They couldn't even possibly try to do a rendition of it. It would be like trying to be a Pink Floyd cover band, tribute fucking artist, and Pink Floyd hasn't like wrote the music yet. Like, you're still the original. Ooh. I like these cards. Jupiter, expansion. Come on, guys. We got projects. We got things to do, things to expand to. This is the benefic energy of just living life. Sociable, have those construct of topics of conversation, right? It's got the fruit kind of hanging out down there. Like, make sure you're nourishing yourself. Like, take good care of just the abundance of your whole reality. And just like watch the magic of like what you're putting into just your entire just belief and vision of how you're experiencing life, and watch that naturally infuse into whatever it is that you're working on. Yeah, take care of yourself. The Ceres card, this card continues to come up just over and over and over again, right? It's Ceres, it's nurturing, it's mothering ourselves, it's being kind and sensitive, it's knowing that you belong. You're never absent from the mother. And then this is a very Scorpio card, the 8th house, mystery. Ooh, yes, it's mysterious, but it's reversed. Cannot be fucking scared. Do not This is a card, and I know I'm probably gonna have to deal with this tomorrow, we'll see, but it's like, this is a card of like where we hit a wall and we don't know what to do like next. You know, like we hit a boundary, we're trying to go on the mystery, or we're afraid of the mystery, but we think we hit a snag and we don't know what to do, but really it's just the fear. It's the fear of the not knowing. Like, you are the ever evolving, transforming, creative creature, like being. And it's like, some of you all might be in that caterpillar to butterfly stage in certain areas of life. You probably are right now with Pluto at the end of Capricorn and it being Scorpio season. So, you know, don't feel like you can't still nurture yourself and create and expand and have a beautiful, abundant reality, even if you're not the finished product. This is not about arriving at some perfect level of, it's the right perfect moment, or it's the right, I'm finally mastered, or I'm finally ready, or finally good enough, or just whatever it is. It's like the North Node fucking Chiron with the moon in Aries. Like, you just gotta go do it. Just go do it. Love you all. See you on the next horoscope.